in like a lion, out like a lamb. Hey there, stargazers. I'm Marlene Hidalgo, science teacher from Miami, Florida. And boy, don't you just love spring? Although I really love the brilliant stars of winter, I also really look forward to the soft muted stars of spring that echo the gentle colors of Earth's landscape.
I'm Dean Regas, astronomer from the Cincinnati Observatory, and I have always been fascinated by folklore, especially phrases that we learn during childhood and repeat all our lives. Yet frequently, we have little or no idea where they come from. For instance, I'm sure you've heard that old phrase that if March comes in like a lion, it'll go out like a lamb. But have you ever wondered where this phrase came from?
And I'm James Albury, director of the Kika Silva Plot Planetarium in Gainesville, Florida. Guy Otwell, who produces a wonderful yearly astronomical calendar, has long suggested that maybe this phrase about the lion and the lamb got its imagery from the heavens. Let's take a look.
Okay, we've got our sky set up for the 1st of March any year about 8 p.m. your local time. And if you're far from city lights and go out and look toward the northwest, you'll see the dim stars that make up Aries the ram, or lamb.
But if you look in the opposite direction, about the same height above the horizon in the northeast, you'll see the constellation Leo the lion. So here we have wonderful night sky images that match our phrase, a lion and a lamb, both about the same height above the horizon in early evening at the beginning of March.
But what will you see if you go out at the same time after a month has passed on March 31st? Well, quite a different story, because on March 31st at 8 p.m., the lion will be almost overhead and the lamb will be smack dab on the western horizon. Now, usually the weather at the end of March is milder than the weather at the beginning of March. So our skies at 8 p.m. on the last day of March with the lamb setting support the fact that March is going out like a lamb.
However, if we turn our skies back to March 1st, 8 p.m., we see that the lion is rising into the night sky at the beginning of March, which reinforces the idea that March usually begins with fiercer weather, comes in like a lion.
So perhaps long ago, someone tied this all together, noticing that on the first day of March, Leo the lion was rising up into the heavens, whereas at the end of March, Aries the lamb was leaving them. And perhaps they decided to poetically link them both to the weather and came up with the old phrase, simply borrowing from the heavens in an attempt to correlate the seasonal changing of the constellations with the seasonal changing of the weather.
But as far as astronomers are concerned, March will always come in with Leo the lion rising and will always go out with Aries the lamb setting. But this is not true of the planets. So let's take a look at where the wandering stars will be next week.
While you're out next week after sunset searching for Aries the ram, which is a rather dim pattern of 3 stars, a much easier light to locate will be almost overhead, the bright giant planet Jupiter. Next Monday, March 10th, the moon will be really close to Jupiter, about a fist away from the king of the planets.
The other 4 naked eye planets are in the pre-dawn sky, along with the Milky Way and a constellation that just shouts summer, Scorpius the Scorpion.
We're facing southwest before dawn next week, and the rapidly approaching and rapidly brightening red planet Mars will be easy to spot just above the bright blue Spica.
About 2.5 fists to the left of Mars is the ringed planet Saturn, and just to its left is Scorpius the Scorpion. And for those of you with dark skies, the Milky Way is very well placed for viewing.
Farther east of the Milky Way is brilliant Venus, and beyond it, very close to the horizon, is pinkish Mercury.
So that's Mars, Saturn, Venus, and Mercury all lined up for your pre-dawn viewing pleasure.
May you always have clear skies in March for viewing the lion and the lamb.
It's easy if you remember to
Keep looking up.